Okay, this is the history of Camp Butner. They do this once a month. This is a half track, it's called. Man, look at the weapons on that thing. All right, this gentleman here is named Russell, and he's been collecting these things since he was 16. That's a small mortar. And this right here is a flamethrower. This is a M1 sharpshooter. It's a Thompson.
So the Confederate Air Force is coming.
Pistols, carbines.
I bought. I have two.
This is paratroopers. Weaponry, parachutes. This is the rifle case for the M1.
I like where this is going. Yeah, so you could like, man, if we did a photo shoot. We
Can't even. Anyway, to go to them rallying.
This is a tank, anti-tank weapon. Direct fire, 57 millimeter. Get over here for a second.
I don't care. Fill in the blank. I will run.
And this is the ammunition, 57 millimeter. This is some Camp Butner souvenirs. Wow, look at this. Get the old magazine, banner. There's some photos of it.
Oh, sure. I got a little stool back there. It makes it easier to get in.
And this right here is a breakdown of the soldier's pack.
Main park area for a 2-day event. Y'all might be interested in that.
Wow, look at that comb, U.S. Army. I didn't ever get a U.S. Army comb when I was in the Army.
It actually says you.
I guess you got to go in combat, huh?
PX comb.
Yeah.
Is this a rain jacket? Wow. All right, check out this machine gun right here. Man, what is this?
It's a Browning,
A Browning.
1917 A1 30 caliber water cooler.
Water cool. Oh, this is the water right here.
Yeah, you have a water jacket.
Huh?
The barrel is underwater,
Yeah.
and when you fire it, it begins to steam. There's a steam collection tube in the top. Runs the steam down.
Oh, this is where the steam comes at.
Recollect the steam
Yeah.
underwater so it don't make a cloud and give you position.
Between the sizes.
Wow. And how many rounds would be in this?
250.
250. 30 caliber, you said?
Sir, shoots the same round as a 30 as the M1 Garand, the M1, the BAR,
Yeah.
1984. Matter of fact, the internals and the belts are all interchangeable with a 1984 air cooled.
And how much does this thing weigh?
The gun, the cradle, the tripod, I think it's 105 pounds.
Wow.
That's and I think that's 7 quarts of water. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, the water's heavy too. Isn't it?
That's a,
Wow.
That don't include the ammo box. That don't include the water can, the hose.
So it would take how many? 2 people to operate
It's
this?
a 7-man crew.
7? Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to carry around, isn't it? And here we have some, I guess this is a canteen here.
That's for carrying water for the water jacket on the.
Oh, okay.
What a round can is.
Well, that's where you see them a lot.
And look at this toolkit right here. It's pretty cool, huh? Look, here's a firing tables. Didn't have computers back then. You had to figure this stuff out. Binoculars. So this is equipment, machine gun crew. A crew of 7 operated this machine gun right here, which weighed 105 pounds. Wow. Look here. They got these rifles stacked. And look, there's the shovels. That's a M1 carbine. Wow. MVPA. What is that? This is where I'm at. The first Saturday of every month. And this is inside the building, the museum, inside the building. They got souvenirs. I had two uncles that were stationed here for their training. Then this looks like the 10th Mountain Division right here. There's Ike and McCarthy. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Camp Butner.
They say they think it's going to be, so I'm probably going to wind up getting another job. Oh, you get a email about June they're going to something at the museum. What was it? The History Museum or all? I want to say Cy Harrington said something a couple of weeks ago. Then I got maybe a week ago. Then I got something from Michelle.
Look at this book here. Sad sack. Look at this little piano. All right. I guess I better sign the visitor's book here.
The table out there with Butner stuff. I've got a letter that was written from POW.
Camp Butner was built in a year's time. That's amazing. Okay, here's the map.
I've got a bunch of these very nice.
This is what it looked like.
And here it is right here.
And you're right here.
This is being built. This is the building I'm in right here.
This was post headquarters. This was division headquarters. This is Central Avenue, which would have been 17th Street. And all of the base was authorized in February of 42. They started training troops in July of 42. That's the original order for the base.
I hated it when I was in Fort Underwood for a little bit. We went in there and we were tearing down.
This is pretty big here.
Yeah.
Wow.
3 basketball courts side by side.
Uh-huh.
When the Army was here, these boards here held the lights for the boxing rings. They
Uh-huh.
had
They had
three. They had 3
boxing matches
They
here.
had boxing. Joe Louis actually fought.
Yeah, Camp Butner would have, on average, 25,000 troops being trained here. And they built this base in 6 months, basically. That's amazing to me. It has 43,000 43,000 acres, and it displaced 1,300 farm families. And these are arrowheads that were found in the area. This was on the Indian trading path. Look, there's a prisoner of war that escaped. These are newspapers. Durham Morning Herald from December 21st, 1944. The Durham Sun. Same, this is the afternoon paper, I think. And December 22nd. And look, here's the Camp Butner News. 1946. This was decommissioned in 47 and sold to the state of North Carolina for $1.
Those dog tags there,
Mm-hmm.
uh. the
Dog
ones-
tag project.
Yeah, that's,
So these people just lose them when they're in training.
lose them, or they maybe change the rank or something, and so
Mhm.
they get a new set.
Mm-hmm.
Those we identified were killed in action. We got
Wow.
about 900, 800 of them we have cataloged,
800 dog tags. Wow.
that are cataloged in,
Uh-huh.
by name and so forth. And this,
All right, these are some of the models of the tanks.
the gentleman that created those, that built those, he was handicapped. And when he passed away, his wife was looking for somewhere to give them to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And her father trained here at Camp Butner.
Oh,
So
really?
she made contact
Uh-huh.
through our website, and
So he made these models
he,
here?
he made all these models.
That's amazing.
A lot of the German tanks.
Well, now, were these made out of kits, or did he make them?
I
Could have been kits, huh?
some of them probably were kits,
Yeah.
but his detail is so.
It's
so
amazing,
exact.
isn't it?
Yeah.
The way he's got them painted up and detailed.
Yeah, did a super job.
He sure did.
50th anniversary.
Mm-hmm. 1992.
Mhm.
So these were the units that trained here. These are some group photos.
Those three we have there are out the 292nd Engineers Battalion, and we're missing one company of it.
Uh-huh.
The top pictures, these are the guys, the Quartermaster Corps responsible for the base.
Uh-huh.
Those were the military, and all of those were the civilian workers
Okay.
working on the base that worked with Quartermaster.
Mm-hmm.
This picture here is a composite picture. If you look at the group of troops up the top there,
Yeah. Yeah, I see.
those are the ones that went to combat. This group here was actually here for rehab.
Uh-huh.
They came back here, and there was 60 others in other hospitals. Out of all of that was all that came back.
So the hospital unit here on the base was for wounded soldiers who
Wounded
came from
soldiers,
overseas?
Yeah, and a lot of the 78th Division came back with severe frostbite because they were
Battle of the Bulge?
well, they were actually in the breaching of the Siegfried Line. The 78th Division was actually involved in breaching the Siegfried Line, which was the beginning of the Battle of the Bulge.
Yes.
And they were there in December, and they had lots of cases of severe frostbite.
Wow.
And they sent them back here for the hospital.
Yeah.
And that's the reason the state wanted it, because they took the hospital and made it into a psych hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Replica of the original sign.
The post headquarters
Mhm.
is no longer in existence. It's been torn down.
General Parker's uniforms here. He came here as a raw recruit. Went through basic. Then left here. Went to OCS, Officers of Candidate School.
Mm-hmm.
Completed that. Came back here and was assigned to the 89th Division while they were training here. And he was let's see, The second lieutenant would have been probably at a company level,
Mm-hmm.
and he ended up retiring as a major general.
Wow. And then this right here, I think this is a technical sergeant here.
Right.
I think that's what my dad was. Wow, look at this.
And this is
Looks
West
like-
Point uniform.
West Point uniform, huh?
For Colonel Woodard. Colonel Woodard was never really on the base, but he was in charge of the Charlotte Depot, and the Charlotte Depot supplied everything for the base.
Okay.
So he did have a direct connection
Uh,
with the base.
and the Charlotte Depot, I went there recently, last fall.
Oh, did you?
It was a huge area down in
It had to
downtown
be.
Charlotte with railroad connections and everything.
Yeah, had to be.
And I didn't realize how big an operation it was.
Yeah.
And here's a sweetheart cushion here, souvenir.
Yeah. And all of these up here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I bet they sold many of these, huh? Because they'd have to send them home to their family and sweethearts.
Yep.
Look at all of them. That's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah, this is as they're constructing this thing here.
Building the roof, yeah.
Camp Butner, January 1943. Give me a carpenter, 2 laborers, and a wrench, and I'll construct a lamella roof. That's the type of roof, I guess.
Type of roof,
Must be the engineer or something that designed it.
probably.
Directed the construction of Garrison's huge sports arena. The interior of the building is pillarless and contains 18,000 square feet of floor space. The most unique feature being the lace-like construction of the rafters, which bear the patented name of lamella. The entire assemblage of the roof is not a steel beam. There's not a steel beam in the entire roof structure. This lace-like structure, remarked the lieutenant, is merely prefabricated sections of timber, crisscrossed and interlocked with bolts and spring washers. Before the sections of timber arrived at Camp Butner, they had to be treated to combat insects, fire, and decay. The wood is so strong it is termed ironwood. Although the use of wood for such construction came about as a result of a shortage of steel during the wartime period, the lamella is not only meets most of the arguments of steel, but it betters in respects that the cost of handling it, the materials is cheaper. It was on a Monday, said Lieutenant Bray, when I witnessed the interlocking of the first 2 sections of wood. On Thursday of the same week, the roof was completed. All we had to do was assemble the pieces. And that's what they're referring to. These are all prefabs, and they were just bolted together. And look, the whole thing is like that. Can you imagine it took 5 guys, 4 days to do this? That is unbelievable. Look at this long bench right here.